sitting at that.
Yes. Sowing on the mountain, reaping in the valley. Sowing on the mountain, reaping in the valley. Sowing on the mountain, reaping in the valley. You're gonna reap just what you sow. God give Noah the rainbow sign. God give Noah the rainbow sign. God give Noah the rainbow sign. Won't be water but the fire next time. Sowing on the mountain, reaping in the valley. Sowing on the mountain, reaping in the valley. Sowing on the mountain, reaping in the valley. You're gonna reap just what you sow. Musical interlude. Won't be water, but fire next time. Won't be water, but the fire next time. Won't be water, but the fire next time, little darling. Sowing on the mountain, reaping in the valley. Sowing on the mountain, reaping in the valley. Sowing on the mountain, reaping in the valley. You're gonna reap just what you sow. Where you gonna run to when the world's on fire? Where you gonna run to when the world's on fire? Where you gonna run to when the world's on fire? Little darling, when this whole world's on fire. Sowing on the mountain, reaping in the valley. Sowing on the mountain, reaping in the valley. Sowing on the mountain, reaping in the valley. You're gonna reap just what you sow. Lay your bosom on my pillow, lay your bosom on my pillow, lay your bosom on my pillow, little darling, when this whole world's on fire. Sowing on the mountain, reaping in the valley. Sowing on the mountain, reaping in the valley. Sowing on the mountain, reaping in the valley. You're gonna reap just what you sow. You're gonna reap just what you sow. Wow, that's a pretty heavy-duty song. We don't know who wrote that one.
Appalachian song, huh?
Appalachian, I believe. Yeah, it's out of the bluegrass tradition, but it's kind of gospel at the same time. Hello again. My name is Dennis Holt, as if you already didn't know. This is the fifth and sort of central punctiliar episode of a quincunx of Orphic Koans and Teriyaki tacos, which we're bringing to you free and live, as it were, live. This time we are back again in the patio, back in the patio again, back where a friend is a friend. Why don't we pan over and show some of the people we have here? We have Susan Russell. I'll tell you who these people are. Susan Russell, Nicholas Whitehead, Dale Lowry. Is it Junior? Are you a junior?
Not as a Dale Lowry.
Oh.
A junior by another name.
Oh, he's not a junior. Okay, I thought I'd seen Junior associated with Junior, but never mind that.
Junior
Dale
Associates. I'll name my next one that. Junior Associates.
And my name is Dennis Holt, as advertised. Before I introduce these people in terms of their current functionality within the so-called mythic government of the Peace Corps Penthesis, I'll remind you of this. This is what is going on here in the political dimensionality of what we're doing on this channel, Peace Force 13, and on this program, Orphic Koans and Teriyaki Tacos. We are the official organ in two or more senses of this so-called Peace Corps Penthesis. What's in a penthesis? Well, we'll talk about that later too. And here we have three representatives directly, and a friend on camera, of the mythic government of this so-called Peace Corps Penthesis. And we'd like to talk first right now about that song that I just sang, which, as Nicholas pointed out, is from the Appalachian tradition, the bluegrass tradition, and the gospel, U.S. gospel tradition. And if you listen closely, it's all about some bad thing that might happen in the future, something like Noah's flood, only not water that this next time, right? And they say fire next time. Well, what could that mean? You know, because they didn't You know, back in the days when they wrote that song, wherever they were, the hillbillies from Tennessee, Kentucky, Georgia, Virginia, wherever they were, North Carolina, all those people. There are people off camera that I'm looking at, but we're not going to bring them in. There goes one now. You're already getting tired of the show. I'm joking about that. At any rate, when they wrote that, they didn't, for example, know anything about nuclear energy and atomic bombs and stuff, so they probably weren't really thinking about nuclear holocaust as the kind of fire that was going to replace the water. And did they know about global warming at that time? I don't know. Maybe they're talking about global warming. Right here in California, well, by the way, we're in the patio at the Bagelry in downtown Santa Cruz near the intersection of Cedar and Maple. Actually, we're right on Birch Lane here, too, which is the alley that cuts through this block. Right here in California, in the next county down, well, all over Northern California, but especially in Monterey County, which is the next one south of us, there are horrendous forest fires. 55,000 acres has been burned in the big Sur fire. I worked that out. There are 640 acres to a square mile. That's about 800 square miles. Now, consider Rhode Island is only 1,100 square miles of land area and another bunch of bay there. You know, now this is like 8/11ths of the state of Rhode Island is burned up already. This is pretty incredible. Maybe that's what the song's talking about.
That's a big fire.
Oh my!
Burn in Santa Cruz and burn up Rhode Island. That's amazing. Damn.
We're talking about relative sizes, you know, amounts of territory, as it were. But Nicholas had some other ideas about what fire might be alluded to in those lyrics. What do you know?
Yeah, it seems to me that the whole civilization that we've become accustomed to is burning at different corners of it. Even the main route is burning because it's based on wealth and dollars in our part of the world. And the dollar is just being eaten up by some sort of underground fire. And how strong is that going to be?
You know what, Nicholas? I think I noticed fire emanating out of the head of this character. Look at the middle right there where it says IS, the IS of bliss. Do you see flames coming out? There is. Right off the top of his head. Look right in there. There's orange.
Yeah. There are flames.
Would you speak a little bit on what you see in that image? This is the current Zeitgeist, Ortgeistic publication out of Santa Cruz. Apparently, this is surfland reality.
Well, to me, this is an eagle. It's a dead eagle, but it symbolizes to me, the eagle is the most popular image of imperialistic cultures. So it's a two-headed eagle. So I see that as and two crowns on its head, symbolizing it's the ruler of the world. I think.
Democrats and Republicans.
I think it's the Anglo-Saxon world model, the United States and Britain, the former great colonial power, and the U.S. has taken over as a world imperial power. And there's blood coming out of both the beaks, dripping with blood, and that's what I see basically in this imagery.
We might call this an exegesis in poetic terms. Nicholas is a poet and a playwright. And you might have gauged and judged from his accent, he was born in a different part of the English-speaking world than I was, or than Dale was. And we are Cartmel, is that what it's called?
I'm a place from a little tiny village called Cartmel in the north of England, the famous Lake District. And Susan and I went back there after 45 years absence, in my case, to see my little village, and nothing had changed in the village as far as the appearance of it. A little stone-built Norman village with a famous priory church and the old school church, little humpback bridges. Nothing had changed except for one thing. It was now full of tourists. The whole village, all the winding lanes were full of tourist cars from America and all over Europe. And this is a very remote part of England.
Mm-hmm. Well, then did you spend all of your childhood there, or you were transported to South Africa at some point?
Yeah, I was transported at age 7 with my younger brother to South Africa.